astrology, and he has also accomplished Jyotish Acharya successfully from prestigious astrology institute in Bangalore. He is also a computer science graduate from Bangalore University. He is serving as the director of Vedic Oasis for Inspiration, Culture and Education at the Bangalore Center. He is a spiritual seeker, an artist, and a charismatic speaker who has presented various educational seminars in different institutes across India, where he expounds the glory of Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Puran, and its practical application in day-to-day life. He has offered various multifarious seminars on the topics like mind control, formula for success, willpower, lifestyle management, character competence, management, etc. He has given the counseling to different youth, family, and students in terms of lifestyle management. He has shown the keen interest in learning and teaching the divine science and its practical application to the world at stage. Currently, he is also serving as a lecturer in Astrology Institute at Bangalore. So without waiting, I would like to invite our esteemed guest for today to kindly help us to know the beautiful glories of the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Lord Sri Ramachandra on this auspicious eve of Ramanavami. Over to you, sir.
So we'll begin with a small prayer. So all of you would like to chant after me one interesting shloka about Ram. Lokabhiramam Ranarangadiram Lokabhiramam Ranarangadiram Rajivanetram Raghuvamshanatham Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. So good evening everyone. So very happy to be here in Indian Institute of Science and on this very special and auspicious day, and that is Ramanavami. So how many of you enjoyed the quiz? All of you enjoyed the quiz? So in my talk also I'll be asking few questions. Let us see who will answer. Among all the avatars, there is one very, very special avatara, if we have to say, and that is Lord Ramachandra. So among all the avatars, when avatara came as Lord Ram actually exemplified how an individual should live his or her life. That's why he is called as Maryada Purushottam. So many people, I have been speaking about this topic since many, many years, and wherever I encounter people, some people say, I don't believe in God, I don't want to read Ramayana. I'm a Christian, I don't want to read Ramayana. I'm a Muslim, I don't want to read Ramayana. So I say, no problem. Even if you are an atheist, even if you don't believe in God, no problem. But still, you must read Ramayana. Why? Because Ramayana has that profound wisdom, And even if you can learn some very good language, good command over language about Sanskrit, all the kinds of Navarasas are filled in Ramayana. And a lot of emotions you can learn from Ramayana. The sukshmata, the sensitivity in one's dealings, you can learn from Ramayana. So like this, even to live a normal life, a wonderful life, there are many things to learn from Ramayana. So I would say, you can be anyone. If you are born in India, at least, reading Ramayana is a must. So make sure that you try to read Ramayana, and it is wonderful. It's amazing. So before I begin, some small quiz. Okay? Let us see. I know nobody will answer. Anybody would like to challenge me? It is from Ramayana only, but nobody will answer. So the question is, what is the name of Ram's mother? Any name other than Kausalya? No. For your information, Ram's mother's name is not mentioned in the entire Valmiki Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana. You take any Ramayana, there is no mention of Ram's mother's name. All of you are confused, sir, what is this? Actually, it is Kausalya. But actually, Kausalya's name is not Kausalya. She is referred as Kausalya because she is from Kosala Desh. What is the name of Bharat's mother's name? Not mentioned in entire Valmiki Ramayana. She is identified as Kaikeyi because she is from Kekeya Desha. And what is the name of Lakshman and Shatrughna's mothers? Sumitra. It is mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana in all other scriptures. And if you just understand this point, there is a big, entire Ramayan's, the mystical thing is actually hidden in this story. I'll just quickly talk for 2 minutes, and then I'll continue my topic, which is a very, very important topic. And the topic is about the dynamics of relationships. All of us are in relationship. All of us are in relationship. Yes? Father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, all these things are relationships also. And then after marriage, you get a very special relationship, right? So, in the Ramayana, actually when Dasharatha first, he married Kausalya. And why Kausalya is called Kausalya? Because she is from a very big kingdom called Kosala Desh, Rajya. So, whenever you are from a very big parampara or a dynasty, you are identified by that name, by your dynasty. And for Kausalya, it is Kosala Desh. And then Ram married Kausalya. Then what happened? He did not get any progeny, no children, no son. Actually, he got daughter. But to continue the kingdom, he needed a son. So he did not get the son. So then again he wanted to marry second time. And then he got the proposal that Kaikeyi's father is arranging on Swayamvara. If any qualified king is there, prince is there, he can come. Then Kaikeyi was actually extremely beautiful. She was so beautiful that any man, just by one glance, he had to fall for her beauty. That was a beauty. The current Miss Universe would look like a cockroach in front of Kaikeyi. That was the phenomenal beauty what Kaikeyi had. So Kaikeyi is also called Kaikeyi. Then he wanted to marry her. Then he married her, and she is also identified as Kaikeyi. Then after second marriage, he found a lot of difficulty maintaining in one family, maintaining one wife. Easy? How do you know? You are married, but still you know. This is wisdom. You have heard about it, right? So marrying one wife is so difficult, and marrying two wives, and living in the same house, same palace, it was too much. Because she is from one big dynasty, so it was too difficult for him to handle. So then, again, Kaikeyi did not beget any son. So then he wanted to marry third time, but third time he was very, very careful. I don't want to marry any person from a big dynasty because they have their own ego, they have their own attitude, and I can't manage. I want to marry a Kshatriyani, but she should be from a very simple family. So Sumitra is also from Kshatriya family, but she was from a very, very simple family, not from a very big dynasty. That is why her name is directly mentioned in the scriptures. That is the point. So now we'll go back to our Ramayana. So actually speaking, the scriptures very wonderfully explain there are two kinds of vidya. One is called Udara Poshana Vidya. What does it mean? Udar ka poshan karne wala, right? So whatever helps, because whatever the current education system, whatever we study in school, colleges, what it helps? It helps us to maintain roti kapda makan. So that is Udara Poshana Vidya. And the second Vidya, it is called Atma Poshana Vidya, which actually nourishes our real innate nature. And whenever we connect, you can be from any religion, whenever you connect to the higher power and you can feel that connection. Connected? Okay. Okay. So Ramayana is very special. This is my favorite subject among all the other scriptures, and this topic is also my favorite topic among all the topics, which many topics, hundreds of topics I have spoken. So this is about to know some dynamics of relationship or relationship lessons from Ramayana. So ready? Yes. Now, for your information, I wanted to ask all these things, but still I will ask. How many kandas are there in Ramayana? 7 kandas. Can anyone name in order all the 7 kandas? Okay, because I have very less time, so I want to cover so many important topics. Let me go through it. So, for your information, first is Balakanda. There are 77 chapters and 2256 verses or shlokas or texts. Ayodhya Kanda, 119 chapters, 4000 change shlokas. Next third is Aranya Kanda, 75 chapters and 2700 shlokas. Then there is Kishkinda Kanda, 67 chapters, 2600 shlokas. Sundara Kanda, 68 chapters, 3000 shlokas. Yuddha Kanda, 131 chapters, around 6000 shlokas. Then finally Uttara Kanda, and there is 110 chapters, 3200 change shlokas. Okay. Now, scriptures can be categorized in 4 different categories. Very interesting. And it is called okay, I'll ask this question at least. There is Kavya, there is Shastra, there is Kavya Shastra, and there is Shastra Kavya. What is the difference? You take any scripture, it has to fall under these 4 categories. Kavya means it is full of emotions. All the Navarasa, filled with Navarasas. And there is no philosophy. And Shastra is hardcore philosophy. I don't know if you have read any Upanishads. Upanishad is quite wonderful, at the same time too intellectual. It says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamata Purnameva Avashishate Brahmarpanam Brahmagnir Brahmana Uttam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina Brahm. We don't know what exactly it says, but it is quite technical. So this is Shastra. So that is too technical, too philosophical, no rasas, no emotions in that. So how many of you like too technical things only? There are people, especially in IISc, filled with people who have got a lot of interest about technical things. And most, I can say around 5 to 6% are very technical people, very intellectual people. But remaining 80% crowd, we need some emotions. Right? So, that is why there is, the third category is Shastra Kavya, where there is Shastra, but it is presented with little touch of Kavya. The philosophy given with some emotions, some rasa. And final, the fourth is Kavya Shastra, where Kavya is predominant and there is with that there is philosophy also. So now can anybody give example for pure kavya? In school, in the languages, definitely you might have read or heard at least. Any example for kavya? Yes, Abhignana Shakuntala. Then any example for Shastra, pure philosophy? Yes, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad. In Upanishad you don't see Krishna is taking his handkerchief and wiping Arjuna's tears. He is telling Arjuna, get up and fight. What are you doing? Don't waste your time. So this is pure philosophy. And there is any example for Shastra Kavya? Any example for Kavya Shastra? Ramayana. Kavya is predominant. Shastra Kavya, Bhagavatam. That is also an example. So here you see Abhignana Shakuntala, Bhagavad Gita, Ishopanishad, all Upanishads, Bhagavatam and Kavya Shastra. Valmiki says, Vedas pratechadas asid sakshat Ramayana atmanaha. When Lord Ram came to this earth, then Veda came as Ramayana. So means the essence of Vedas is also Ramayana. That's why I said Shastra is for intellect and Kavya is for heart. So that is why if you see, there is two important things. One is intellect and another is heart. When logic is working, heart doesn't work. When heart works, logic doesn't work. Have you any time thought about this? I'll give you a simple example. How many of you like watching movies? All of you. Most of us. Generally, when you go to a movie, what happens? Hero is just running with heroine, then 100 rowdies, villains, they attack. Then hero and heroine just left. So then hero is thinking what to do. Then suddenly he sees there is one rod. And he takes that rod and there is a blood. And he takes that blood and puts. And with one rod, he finishes all 100 people. And there is background BGM, background music and so many things to create a lot of hype. Now we enjoy. Now is it possible? 100 people. Can one person hit you, even though you are a black belt or what dark black belt, whatever you are, even in karate, 100 people you cannot fight. Anybody black belt here? Karate? No. But it is logical, right? Even if you know kung fu, karate, whatever, somebody can fight 100 people. Lot of serious discussion is going on. Red shirt. Hey, black belt? Hey, what is your name? They are pulling your legs. They are saying you are wearing black belt. I am also wearing black belt. Okay. So let us come back to the topic. Where was I? Yeah. Even 100 people cannot fight. But when you sit in a movie, shh, please, I have very less time in that I don't want to get distracted. So in a movie, you are watching the movie, if you start applying your logic or intellect, you can't enjoy the movie. If you want to enjoy the movie, just watch it with your heart. Don't apply your logic. That is what it says. Intellect and heart are too much. That is why somebody who is too logical, they're actually, emotionally, they'll be weak. You just find out with yourself, your friends, relatives. And those who are too emotional, they may not be too intellect. It is not generalized statement, but most of the time it works like that. So here, there are 3 levels of understanding scriptures. If you take any scriptures, we can understand in historical, philosophical and psychological. Now, questions. Quiz. Who are famous 2 brothers in Ramayana? Ram and Lakshman? Wrong. Vali and Sugriva? Right. Who are famous 3 brothers? Yes, Ravan, Kumbhakarna and Vibhishan. Who are famous 4 brothers? Ram, Lakshman? Perfect. So the 2 famous brothers, Vali and Sugriva. Famous 3 brothers? You are right. Famous 4 brothers. Now, the story of famous 2 brothers about Vali and Sugriva. So today we are going to take this one small aspect of Vali and Sugriva and we are going to derive a lot of important lessons for our life in connection to relationship. So Vali and Sugriva is a classic and tragic story which says how the best of friends became the worst of enemies. In this world, what is the most important thing in this world? Money? Bungalow? Car? Name? Fame? What is most important thing? I generally give this offer. Most of us, we study in a good college, we want to work in a good company, we want to become entrepreneurs, and finally for what? For money, right? So I have an offer. Now I don't know IISc, what is the package after you come out as a master degree or a scientist, PhD or postdoc, whatever, when you come out, what is the package they offer? I don't know. But I have an offer. The offer is 12 crores per annum. 12 crores offer. And what is the job profile, the nature of job? You can do whatever in the world under the sun you want. Whatever you want, you can do. And you will be given a big bungalow with 25 rooms. Inside the bungalow there is swimming pool and all internet, Wi-Fi facility, every damn thing you want. 5 times food, whatever your favorite food will also come to your doorstep. Only one condition is now today if you enter that bungalow, that's all. You cannot come out of the bungalow and nobody will come. You have to be alone. How many of us are ready to take that offer? Right? So the point here is, what most important thing in our life is actually relationships. Right? Now if you see, there are so many suicides in the world. Every 18 minutes there are actually 5 suicides. People are dying so much. So here there are people, most of the suicides are not because of lack of food or lack of money. And 90% of the suicides are because of failures in relationships. Like, I don't know how many of you have experienced this, people write suicide note when they commit suicide. Have you ever seen a suicide note? I am a student of IISc, staying in hostel. Today, I didn't get lunch. I got lunch at chapati nahi mila, isliye I am committing suicide. Another boy, chapati mila magar sabji nahi mila. Anybody like that commit suicide? No. So what is the most important thing? Heartbreaks. She ditched me, he ditched me, he is no more receiving my calls. And surprisingly, even if you see any animals don't bother about these things. Have you ever seen any monkey taking out one rose, climbing on the compound of the big building and removing the petal saying she loves me not, she loves me, something like that? No. Committing suicide happens, there are 84 lakh species. In that there is only one species who can commit suicide. We don't see any records saying that animals also commit suicide. So our spiritual relationship with God also depends on our relationship with individuals. So the story about great Vali and Sugriva. So Vali and Sugriva belong to the species called Vanaras. They are celestial apes, extremely powerful than humans. As per hierarchy, Vanaras are greater than humans. So etymologically, there are 3 meanings for Vanaras. Va plus Nara, that means Vanara, is he a man? Or Vana plus Nara, one who belongs to the forest. Or Vana plus Nara, a forest man. You can take it anything, etymologically. So this is a story which begins. Once there was this Mayavi demon who came in front of the Kishkinda, where Vali and Sugriva, they were living in the palace. And this Mayavi demon, he comes and stands outside the palace and he screams at the top of his voice. Because at that point in time, in the entire creation, one of the most powerful persons was Vali. Even Ravan would fear Vali. That was a prowess of Vali. So here, this Mayavi demon, he was standing outside and he was calling for combat. Hey Vali, are you there? You coward. If you are courageous, if you feel that you are a powerful person, come out. I will send you to the abode of death. He screams. And when Kshatriyas are called for combat, they feel excited. So Vali immediately hears, hey, see, somebody is calling me for the fight. I'll just go finish him and come back. Then immediately Vali's wife was quite sharp and intelligent. She said, my dear husband, wait a minute. Then in entire creation, everyone knows your power. Today, if somebody has the audacity to stand outside the palace and call you for combat, understand this is not a normal thing, this is some trick. Then Sugriva says, Bhaiya, I think so, she's right. Then Vali says, "Hut. You don't tell me anything. I am going and finishing him and coming back." And Vali is excited. So then Vali goes out, takes his gada and goes out. As soon as this Mayavi demon sees Vali, he starts running. And Sugriva says, I will also come with you. And Sugriva also comes, and both of them, they see this Mayavi demon running, and both Vali and Sugriva also starts running and running and running and running. This Mayavi demon is also running, and finally he enters a very deep cave under one of the biggest mountain in Kishkinda. So he goes inside the cave, and Vali says, Sugriva, you just wait here. I will go and kill this demon and come back. Until I come back, you just stay here. And Sugriva says, I will also come. He says, no, do you think you are doubting my power? You just wait here. He orders him, just wait here until I come back. So then Vali enters. Hours pass by, days pass by, weeks pass by, but there is no sign of Vali coming out. After a couple of weeks, Sugriva just standing there, sitting there. He was tired because no food, nothing. And finally, suddenly, he hears Vali's voice. Hears, and within no time, he sees a gush of blood flowing out of the cave. And Sugriva is rest assured that Vali is no more. Vali is dead. And after thinking, immediately thinks, come on, what to do now? This Mayavi demon is so powerful. If he can kill Vali, he can actually destroy, massacre the entire Kishkinda. I should do something. Now immediately he finds a big crag of mountain and just closes the exit gate so that the demon cannot come out. And he goes back to Kishkinda crying. And as soon as the entire Kishkinda was his ministers, wives, they see Sugriva, and what happened? Sugriva explains the entire story. He says, Bhaiya is no more. Then they are all in depression. They didn't know what to do. And many months pass by. Then all the ministers, they come together and they say, Sugriva ji, now a Rajya, a kingdom should have king. Without the leader, how the entire system will run? We want you to become the king. Please take the throne, sit on the throne. He says, no, I'm not interested. That asan is meant only for my brother Vali. I don't want to come. I don't want to come and sit there. And he convinces, no, a leader should be there. Otherwise, enemies are planning to attack. And by force, he accepts and he comes and he's sitting on the throne. Story doesn't end here. And he's ruling, things are going on little smoothly. Heart of heart, everyone, Sugriva is also feeling bad. And suddenly one day, Vali comes. They're all sitting and running the assembly. Suddenly from the door, Vali comes, and he was furious. So he was so furious that, you Sugriva, what are you doing here? You were just waiting for this opportunity that I should die and you take over my throne. And Sugriva is so happy that I am seeing my brother. He's saying, Bhaiya, I want to hug you. And he says, and he comes and kicks on the chest of Sugriva. And Sugriva just falls down from the throne. And Sugriva is saying, brother, I want to tell you something. No, shut up. Don't talk. I can't hear you. You cheated me. You coward, waiting for this moment. And he's about to talk, and again he's kicking him, beating him, punching him. And Sugriva, I want to say something. No, shut up. I don't want to see your face. You are my brother, and I am giving you only one option. What is that option? I should not see your face again. If I see your face again, understand that is the day of your death. Just in next one moment, you should disappear from my sight. And Sugriva leaves. And with Sugriva, Hanuman and other team members, his close friends, they also leave. The story ends here. Now let us analyze this story. All of you understood the story, right? Now, the question is, what Sugriva did according to his situation, is it right? He did right. And Vali had very clearly told Sugriva what he should be doing. Wait until I come back, because you know my power. But still Sugriva left. So Vali thought it is complete cheating. And finally Vali, directly when he came, and he got angry and he kicked him. If you see with the perspective of Vali, is he right? He is also right. Sugriva is also right. Vali is also right. My dear friends, just think about in your life, have you ever experienced this situation where I am also right, my brother, sister, mother or wife, they are also right? Right? This situation comes, right? When I am right, you have to be wrong. When you are right, I have to be wrong. No, nothing like that. Now the story is, Sugriva is right? Yes or no? Yes. Vali is right? Vali is also right. So is this possible? Sugriva is also right, Vali is also. Is this logical? No. This is not logical, but this is psychological. This is how psychology works. Vali is a classic example of judgment without understanding. Friends, most of us, I think all of us, most of the time, we do this great blunder of our life. And what is that? Judging without understanding. I want to call somebody, I have told him that I am going to call you, and you call that person, he doesn't pick up the call. What is the thought in your mind? He is not interested. He developed a relationship with somebody else, he or she not interested to talk with me. Suddenly we judge. They might have not seen, they might have gone to take bath or something, other important things. But we do judge immediately, and that is what is going to ruin our relationships. This is the first and foremost lesson, that we should never judge things immediately. So let us analyze how the best of friends ended up becoming worst of enemies. So I say this, all of us have a special disease called, all of us have this disease. What is this disease called? I am right. I call this as a disease. All of you agree with me? This is true. If you just sit back and relax and understand, all of us have this problem. I am right. I am right. I. In one or the other way, all of us are I specialists. Capital I am talking about. I. So this is I. That is, I am right. This is actually disease. We need to overcome. We need to take, it has to be treated. Who should treat? We ourselves should treat it by getting better wisdom. So when it comes to our mistakes, we are very good lawyers. When it comes to others' mistake, immediately we become judges, good judges. Sometimes we form our opinion in a fraction of a second and abandon others' opinion rest of life. Even in my family, I have seen one of my aunt, they had one miscommunication, something happened and they fought. Immediately one lady judged the other lady, that's all. They stopped talking. Now recently 27 years were over, one of the aunt, she died. And the other aunt is saying, see, 27 years I have not spoken to her. She is feeling so much of pride in that. I was feeling inside my heart, Auntie, you lost one of your the closest person of your life. You could have sorted out. But no, when our ego comes into picture, everything has to go behind. So therefore, very, very important statement for the day. I don't know whether even if you have not liked the entire talk or whatever, at least try to take back this one point. I would be very, very happy. I feel my coming here was successful. Therefore, it is important or better to admit that I am wrong and actually be right, rather than insisting I am right and actually be wrong. Let us all repeat this statement. If you feel it is very important for our life, we all can repeat this. It is better to admit, all of you can say, it is better to admit that I am wrong but actually be right, rather than insisting I am right and actually be wrong. Right? Friends, just think about it. Think deeply about this point. Most of our problems in relationship can be solved just by understanding this point. So from scriptures we understand there are three modes of nature. Anybody knows what are the three modes of nature? Three guna. Huh? Yeah. Rajoguna, Sattvaguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Very interesting. If you see people if you read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very beautifully defines. How do you know a person is in Tamoguna? The characteristic of a person who is in Tamoguna, he is always lazy, Nidra, Alasya, always Nidra and lazy, he is not feeling excited in life. And people with mode of passion, achievement, success, wealth, money, power, position, these are all nature of Rajoguna or mode of passion. And people who are Sattvaguna, they look very soft, very silent, very sober, but they are very adamant about their opinions. It is very easy to find whether a person is in Rajoguna or Tamoguna, but very difficult to find a person who is in Sattvaguna, because they are attached to their opinions. That is a point. Very subtle. This is very subtle. So when we are talking about Vali and Sugriva, Vali was not a demon. He was a great devoted expansion of Indra, and Sugriva is an expansion of Surya. So here, now I think most of you have lived in your family or a hostel or with friends or with relatives, right? Now just imagine if somebody is sleeping, you wake up generally around 7, 8 o'clock. Somebody is waking up at afternoon 2 o'clock. What do you call him? I think nowadays students have this habit, right? I can't take this example. So nowadays most of students, they study whole night and they wake up late. In general, you wake up the day when you are woken up early and your friend is still sleeping. What do you call him? Hey, kya lazy bum. No interest in life. What is it, so lazy? That is immediately. Just imagine, one day you are sleeping and you are waking up very late. And what if somebody asks, why are you waking up late? What do you say? I was tired. When you are sleeping, waking up late, you are tired. When the other person is waking up late, you don't even consider, right? Immediately we start judging. He is from Kumbhakaran family. And I have done this. One of my friend always used to wake up late. I used to stay in a hostel. Then I used to tell him, my dear, when you grow up, when you get money, you construct house. And he was very happy. Yeah, I will construct. And after constructing the house, in the name of the house, you write Kumbhu Nilayam. Means you are from a Kumbhakaran family. Like that I used to talk. But later I understood such a blunder I have done in my life. If somebody oversleeps, we say is lazy or sleeps like Kumbhakaran. If I oversleep, I am tired. Have you ever seen your friend or close person overeating? Overeating? And when he overeats, what do we call? He is a glutton, right? So much he is eating. But when we overeat, what do we say? I was hungry, right? So if somebody overeats, we say he is a glutton. And if I overeat, I was hungry. So not to pass judgment about anybody immediately. It is the same situation We give ourselves benefit of doubt, and we don't give benefit of doubt to others, but we quickly judge. Another important lesson to carry home. Whenever you in any situation, please do not jump to conclusion. Do not judge, make judgment. What you can do, even if it is very negative, rather than judging, at least give a benefit of doubt. This can we give? At least give a benefit of doubt. So suddenly somebody, I will give you a practical example. One person will come and say, hey, you know what? I was talking to the other person, your friend, and he spoke about you in a very negative way. And he says so many things about negatively. What immediately you feel? Oh really? Where is he? Come, I'll go and beat him. And this is what we feel. No, we should not feel like that. What we should feel? Just give a benefit of doubt. Whether has he really spoken, or this person is putting a lot of masala in that. There are so many possibilities are there. So just give benefit of doubt, wait for some time, and then take a call about judgment. So that is why I say it requires lot of courage to stand up and speak when other person is wrong. Right? If other person is wrong, it requires lot of courage to stand up and voice your opinion. And it takes double courage to sit down and listen when you have done a mistake. But what we do, we follow the first one. Arey, he has done mistake, immediately we get up and stand up in front of everyone and we raise our voice. But when you have done a mistake, do you have that courage to sit down, bend your head and accept that, yes sir, it is my mistake? How many of us do that? We can't do that because all of us, we have a disease. What is the disease called? What is the disease? I am right disease. As long as we are afflicted with this I am right disease, our consciousness is debilitated. Then we can't understand these things. So that's why it says it requires lot of maturity and internal strength to understand that I may be wrong. Very important point. At least another important lesson from Ramayana, what we can learn is, it requires a lot of maturity and internal strength to understand, yes, I may be wrong. Sometimes I may be wrong. Possible, right? We are not gods. So, definitely we can. So, there is one interesting story about this. Should I tell? You all like stories? Yes. So, this story is about a very typical mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. How many of you married here? Many are married. Okay, many of you are not married, but still you are getting this wonderful wisdom before marriage. So this mother-in-law and daughter-in-law story goes like this. So a newly wedded couple. So after the marriage, the daughter-in-law comes to mother-in-law's house with husband. So they started living, and first day mother-in-law was treating her nicely, and slowly, in every family, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, they are very, very happy, right? Right? Yes or no? No, unfortunately. So, mother-in-law, first day she took care of the daughter-in-law very nicely. As the day passed by, slowly what happened? Problem, sparks started coming up. Then fire started coming up, then big blast started coming up. So then daughter-in-law was feeling very uncomfortable, suffocation, lot of suffocation she was feeling. Then daughter-in-law, almost every day they would fight like cats and dogs. So 6 months, somehow daughter-in-law tolerated, mother-in-law was also tolerating the daughter-in-law, but still because of her so many mistakes, the mother-in-law was also fighting. 6 months passed by, and all these things happens because of both of them will have insecurity, because mother is feeling he is my son, daughter-in-law is feeling he is my husband. I have mother is feeling the son is in my control, and daughter-in-law is saying my husband is in my control. This is where the root cause of the problem starts from here. So 6 months, 1 year, daughter-in-law tolerates the things. situation, and after that, daughter-in-law is frustrated to the core. And now, daughter-in-law makes a plan. And daughter-in-law decides, enough is enough. What I should do? I will mother-in-law. What I will do? I will finish my mother-in-law so that rest of my life I can be happy with my husband. When mother-in-law is not there, such an amazing experience, and family, a lot of positive vibes everywhere. Yes, this is what I should do. What I should do? Kill, finish off. Now, next question. Idea is amazing? Yeah, somebody is vouching for it. Yes, idea is amazing. Simple, na? Many times when we want to solve the problem, we want to just escape from the problem just like that. So she decides, daughter-in-law decides, I'll finish mother-in-law and I will enjoy my rest of my life. And so now, how to kill? How to kill the mother-in-law? There is a procedure. What, you will take a gun and shoot? Not easy. People think, I know people in India, there was one person who wanted to commit suicide. He wanted to commit suicide. As soon as suicide means, first thing, idea. What is the first idea? Rope and fan. Right? So he bought a rope and he was thinking what the shop person will ask, why rope? Never came to the shop. He thought, but he asked for 50 rupees, he gave 100 rupees, keep it, no problem. And he bought the ropes and he went back to his room, closed the door, tied the rope on the fan, climbed on the stool. What is the next step? What is the next step? Kick the stool and rope broke. He wanted to commit suicide but he could not commit. Then he thought, this is not working. So then he went and bought rat poison and he drank poison. Nothing happened to him. All adulterated. The rope is not good quality. In India, even if you want to commit suicide, not easy. And finally he decided all these things are not working. And he finally decided best is IRCTC. What is it? Railway. He went and lied down on the railway track, and that day train was 3 hours late. So he was frustrated waiting. So he thought, let me not die, I will just continue to live. Things like that. So now daughter-in-law has decided, her goal is very clear. What is the goal? I want to finish my mother-in-law, but how? So then suddenly she got an idea. And whenever in her life, whenever she was in problem, she would always take guidance from one person. That was her uncle, who was also a doctor by profession. And she would always call Doctor Uncle. So immediately she called, Doctor Uncle, Doctor Uncle. Ha beta, what happened? I want to meet you. Urgent guidance is required. And he was a very smart fellow, matured, very person of wisdom. He said, you come. I am there today evening, you come, we will discuss. And she goes, she is excited. And she sits and explains the entire thing. Mother-in-law problem is too much. She is like a Rakshasi. And do you know Putana? Exactly like Putana, my mother-in-law. And I just hate her. She doesn't like me. Only one thing I want to do. What is that? I want to finish her. You give me an idea how I should do. And this doctor uncle understands the entire thing. Then doctor uncle says, my dear daughter, please hear carefully. Your idea is perfect. Finish. Life is amazing. But the problem is, if you finish her, police will come. Police will, you are not going to enjoy it at home. You have to suffer in the jail. Oh uncle, I never thought like this. What I should do? I will give you an idea. What is the idea? And he takes one powder dabba, one powdered box, and he gives, take this powder. Don't tell anyone. This is a slow poison. What you should do? Every day, your mother-in-law drinks coffee? Yeah, she drinks coffee. Every day, put 1 spoon of this slow poison powder, stir it nicely, and offer it to your mother-in-law. You do it for 6 months. 6 months more you have to tolerate. 6 months you give this slow poison. After 6 months, she will die. Nobody Even aunt will not come to know that you have killed her. How is the idea? She said, uncle, you are genius, uncle. Thank you so much. And she takes the point out. Hey, wait. One more condition is there. Uncle, what is the another condition? Only one thing you should do. What is that? Next 6 months, don't ever fight with your mother-in-law. What you should do? Act as if you have become a very nice person. Your heart is changed. And every day you serve her breakfast, whatever she likes you prepare. और 6 महीना 6 months ना ड्रामा करो. Possible? Uncle, very difficult. Do it. And he inspires. And finally, okay uncle, I'll do. What you should do? Act as if you like her, act as if you love her, and just serve wholeheartedly. Everyone in the family should know that you are serving your mother-in-law very nicely. And even sometimes this slow poison may work fast. Because Indian things, we don't know what will happen. So better to be on safer side, just serve. Start speaking good about your mother-in-law with everyone. At the end, nobody will doubt you. Uncle, you saved my life, uncle. Thank you so much, uncle. Pranam, uncle. Everything she did, and she took the dabba and went. And she went back home, and every day, morning she got up earlier than mother-in-law. First thing, coffee. Then she prepared coffee, put nicely, and she went. Mother-in-law, dear mother-in-law, please have this coffee. He said, what is this natak? Right? Too much natak, we can understand easily. No, this is not natak. I have changed. You are a nice person. Please take. And even if you put on drama, you can't put on drama for a long time. You can act for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, not more. So okay, she enjoyed the coffee. Then immediately on time, 8:30 breakfast. Mother-in-law, breakfast. Oh, really? That too my favorite item. How do you know? Exact, everything. No, I checked in the YouTube. I prepared the entire recipe, everything I prepared. So please take. And she had breakfast. And 1:30 lunch, perfect dinner. And again evening, one more cup. She has started giving two coffees every day. So that things can happen faster. Then again second day, same morning 6 o'clock, coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner, perfect. And husband is shocked, mother-in-law is shocked, father-in-law is shocked, neighbors are shocked, maid servants are shocked. They thought drama, but it went on for week after week after week. After 1 month, mother-in-law thought, wow, actually I was thinking daughter-in-law is bad, but actually daughter-in-law is so good. And she started developing real love for daughter-in-law. And the situation became so intense that mother-in-law literally started loving daughter-in-law more than her own daughter. And when daughter would come, she would not give so much preference, but she would give preference for daughter-in-law. And after 2, 3, 4 months, daughter-in-law thought, I was thinking mother-in-law is bad, but now mother-in-law, I feel she is the best person in the entire world. She is better than my own mother. Wow, what a fool I am. I thought my mother-in-law is a demoness. No, she is an amazing person. Such a good human being I have not seen. And they both became so good, thick friends. Then 6 months got over and the powder got over. Immediately she realized, oh, I think she's going to die. But I don't want my mother-in-law to die. Then what should she do? Doctor uncle, are you there? Yes, beta, come. Immediately she ran. Doctor uncle, beta, what happened? Finished, huh? I said, no. What happened? Doctor uncle, I realized actually my mother-in-law is very good, sweet person. I am actually bad. I was bad. Now I have realized my mistake. Doctor uncle, I need one very big favor. What? Please give me some anti-poison. Give me some powder so that I can put in coffee powder so that she will, I don't want my mother-in-law to die. And she starts literally crying tears. And doctor uncle is saying, beta, what to do now already? Everything is inside. No, uncle. I'll do whatever you say. But please, you take my life. But give life to my mother-in-law. She is so sweet. I want my mother-in-law to live. I want to live with her. I want to serve her. Please do something, Dr. Uncle. I know you're genius. Please help me. Please save my mother-in-law. At this point in time, Dr. Uncle starts laughing, literally. Uncle, I'm in so much of distress. You are just laughing. What happened? And Dr. Uncle gives wisdom. He says, my dear daughter, the poison was not there in the powder box. The poison was there in your mind. This is what happens in our life. Most of the time we are thinking, he is poisonous, she is poisonous. No, the poison is in our mind. So then, uncle, what are you saying? He says, yes, I didn't help you to kill your mother-in-law, but I helped you to kill your own poisonous mind. But what about the powder? It was energy drink. From last 6 months, your mother-in-law has become stout and she has got a lot of strength. You just go back to your house and enjoy your life. Now you have realized, mother-in-law has also realized. And she says, thank you so much, uncle. And she goes back so happily. So I was giving one talk and I told this story in between the talk. At the end of the talk, generally we have question and answer session. So then I asked, anybody has any question? One lady raised her hand. She said, where can we get that powder? She asked. So time up. How many minutes more I have? Organizers? 5 more minutes. Okay, I'll conclude. So here, the fool always think, I am always right. Wise people listen to advice. Many times we think, why should I take advice from others? I myself am great. I myself am intelligent. No. We may be intelligent in one particular field, but in other fields, we need some guidance or advice. So finally what happens? Sugriva meets Lord Ram and seeks help. I'm just fast forwarding the story. Sugriva meets Lord Ram and seeks help to kill Vali. And Ram kills Vali, and Vali was on his deathbed. And finally, Vali was about to die and he meets Ram. And he asks Ram, you killed me. Then immediately he asks what mistakes I did. And Ram explains, and that itself is another session, topic for another session. I'll just quickly, in essence, so Ram explains that you associated with Ravan, which was not good. You made wrong deals with Ravan, that was not good. And you made judgments about your sweet brother Sugriva, that was not good. And for all that, you have to pay the price. Then he understands his mistakes, and immediately he calls Sugriva and he says, oh my dear brother Sugriva, I am really, really, really sorry. And he folds his hand and he seeks forgiveness, apologizes, and then he says, Sugriva, my son Angada is there. From now onwards, you should be like his father, and please take care of Angada. Please take care of this entire Kishkinda. And Vali had one kavach which was given by his father Indra. So that kavach, as long as that kavach was there, actually it was a boon for Vali. Whoever comes and stands in front of Vali, and Vali would get half of the power of that opposite person. So that's why even Ram has to kill from behind. There is a story, so many things. So then Vali removes that jewel, the chain, and he offers it to Sugriva. And he says, my dear Sugriva, I did a blunder in my life. If I have to take birth again in the next life, I will come as your younger brother and I will serve you. So this is the most important lesson for our life. The 3 important steps for a healthy relationship. All of us definitely commit mistakes. What we should do? First thing, accept your mistake. The problem is we are not ready to accept. First, accept your mistake. And second, apologize for your mistake. And third, correct your mistake. So this is another very important lesson today which you can carry. So what are the 3 steps for a healthy relationship? Accept, apologize, correct. A, C. formula, if you want, you can remember the formula. A square C. Accept, apologize, and correct. If we can do that, we can definitely have a very healthy relationship. So be humble to see your mistakes, be courageous to admit them, and be wise enough to correct them. Our ego may not be ready to accept the mistake. Right? Our ego may be thinking that when we accept a mistake, we are giving up. Oh, how can I bend my head in front of him or in front of her? But in reality, we are not giving up. We are actually growing up internally. That is why those who are not internally strong, externally they may feel that they may have big body and attitude, swag and so many things. But internal wisdom, internal strength, mind control, if you don't have, it is shallow life. Life becomes so shallow. So thank you very much. Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much. Do we have time for questions and answers, or do you have anything? We can have? Anybody has any questions related to this topic? Not about the powder, of course. Yes, sir.
So we in Ramayana we generally see Ram is like all perfect, right? But I am wondering, have Ram ever done any mistake and apologized for it?
Yeah. So very nice question. So definitely he might have done some mistakes in his childhood. But once he was matured enough, there was no mention in Valmiki Ramayana. One of the mistake I will tell you. The mistake was when he was just 2.5 years old. When Ram was young, even though there were 4 kids in the palace, everyone would unanimously go towards Ram and just love him, just lift them, hug him, kiss him. And Ram would get kisses from everyone in the assembly, or even the ministers, the soldiers. Everyone would love Ram. In fact, even Kaikeyi loved Ram more than Bharat, because everyone would love Ram. Manthara also went near Ram. She also wanted to carry and kiss him, and Ram kicked her. That was one thing, it was in her mind. Ram, when time comes, I will teach you a lesson. That thing she carried even at the end. That was one of the event which triggered Manthara to create problem for Ram's life. That's all. Anything else? Okay, done. So thank you very much. You can. Thank you.